And welcome to Southeastern High School. If you just tuned in, you could see the Lady Suns hype video. We played that as they were doing a national anthem here. It's time for Liberty in Southeastern, live from Southeastern High School in Augusta, Illinois. We could see history made tonight. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Phil O'Neill is alongside, and it's early season. Some will say the game doesn't matter, but for a career like the head coach for Southeastern, this is a big one tonight.
700 possibly. That's I don't know if I've done 700 of anything in my life, let alone, coaching for as long as Coach Kerr has. I'm not sure, did he begin in 99 or was it prior to that?
And you know what, I don't even remember, but we'll have him on the show afterwards, so we'll ask him.
Yes. He's seen so many teams and had so many great players over the years, and this team, I think you and I talked, they have the opportunity to go a long way.
As they're going to do the starting lineups again here, I do believe.
It's dark, I can't see, Dwayne. Oh, we get the hype video again, I think.
Yep, they're going to play it up on the screen here in-house. So this will be a little bit of a lengthy intro. Sectional championships 4. State tournament appearances 3. The final 4.
Were you at the match when they played for the state title a couple of years ago?
I was, actually. I didn't do it, but I was there.
I thought they had a chance. They won that first set. St. Thomas More was on their heels. You could see their fans were like, uh-oh. And then it just didn't happen. But
yeah, and that's St. Thomas More is a parochial school. So
sure.
That's the argument you can make whenever you want to make those arguments. But these are two local, small town, storied volleyball programs that take their volleyball very seriously, and Southeastern has kind of dominated everybody here in recent years and a lot of people for a long time. So every time a team comes to Augusta, and even if Southeastern goes to them, they are getting the best that team has to offer for sure.
Yes. Look, 1A, Southeastern has a chance to go deep, I think, because there you go. The crowd getting into it. They have the chance to go deep because they have multiple big hitters.
Yeah, multiple big hitters. They got 2 good middles. And the odd thing is that the 2 bigs are also their setters when they're in the back row. So they're playing a 6-2 this year, but they've got a big in the front and a big in the back, and then they just switch positions. So they are a very talented team, and they're a lot deeper than just the 2 Stevens girls. Kenzie Griswold, who's getting announced right now there, number 15, she has been a key to this team. Savannah Ramsey is the girl that doesn't get a lot of publicity, but she's just always there. She has a drive that never quits, and one of Coach Kerr's favorite players on the team just because she never gives up on a ball. She'll chase it up into the bleachers, not to the bleachers, but up into it. Then you got players like Gracie Arthur who come in and play libero. So it should be a lot of fun here tonight. These 2 teams saw each other on Friday night, Southeastern 1 and 2. They know each other. They've known each other. Maddie Gibbs and Amanda Stevens have been facing off since they were in 6th grade probably. And so these teams know each other. They like each other when they're not playing, but there's nobody that wants to beat Southeastern more right now than the girls on the Liberty side of the floor.
Well, if the JV match is any indicator, we could have one of those very close sets here. We'll see.
So we're ready to go here. Liberty in the red on the right of your screen. Southeastern Suns in the white and blue on the left side of your screen. And going back to serve first is the libero, Allie Leffringhouse, for, not the libero, the setter, excuse me. As Wilcox comes out, Gracie Arthur comes in. And Chris Dewar is in the house. He's got been doing some special interviews, so if the 700th comes tonight, there's a tip across that's dug up by Leffringhouse, and they're going to lift on Maddie Gibbs. But what a job by Leffringhouse to get down there and just make something happen. kill for Amanda Stevens, her first of the night. The aforementioned Savannah Ramsey back to serve. Maddie Gibbs is there. She struggles with left, and House tracks it down. McKinney drives it across. It's a bump set. Tegan Rigg on the attack. Fessler on a dig. That's not Fessler. It's Ava Hemming. And it's tipped down as the point goes back the other way. It's 1-1.
The campfire play.
Yeah, it got tipped, and then nobody was there to get it. So Wilcox comes back in. Ava Hemming back to serve. It's 1-1. Down the middle and out of bounds. A hitting error for Amanda Stevens, and it's 2-1 Liberty. Ava Hemming gets her first service point.
Always amazes me how you can try to aim and get that ball there because you can't see where you're hitting.
Ramsey, Wilcox on the bump set. Tegan Riggs going to send it across to free ball. Leffringhouse, middle to Gibbs, and off the block and down. Maddie Gibbs gets her first kill. And it is 3-1. Liberty leads here early in set number 1. Ava Hemming has her second service point. Amanda Stevens says that's enough of that. She gets her second kill.
Nice set. Out. Nice set there. I missed who set her up there. It was a beautiful little bump back to her.
Kara Stevens, the setter, is the setter when Amanda's in the front row. Amanda is the setter when Kara's in the front row. More often than not, you'll see that quick in the middle and over, tip over. And down the net, they're going to call a touch. So they're going to get another chance. Kenzie Griswold tips that one across. That's Faith Klauser over there, number 8 for the Eagles. Kara Stevens, middle to Amanda Stevens, and she hits that one out of bounds. Another hitting error. 2 kills, 2 hitting errors.
It's amazing how much you just see her hand turn and then put that spin on it to go right, left, but it took it out of bounds. And look here, Liberty leading by 2.
Maddie Gibbs back to serve. Amanda Stevens on the serve receive. Kara Stevens back to Amanda. Down it goes. Kill number 3 for Amanda Stevens. All 3 side outs have come off the hand of Amanda Stevens. The Suns have yet to score an offensive point. Ava Hemming's got 2. That's why the Eagles lead by 1, 4-3 after a third side out. Going to be a free ball. Obert sends it across. Savannah Ramsey's there. Amanda Stevens now to Kara Stevens. Blocked and down. Kara Stevens gets the block off of Chandler John. And we're tied at 4. Kara Stevens gets her first kill. Amanda Stevens gets the first service point of the match for the Suns. It's Chandler John. Obert on the attack. Amanda Stevens goes down to get it. Wilcox. Kenzie Griswold. It's going to be Faith Klauser on the attack. Stevens was there. Wilcox. Kara Stevens dumps it across. There's Maddie Gibbs. It's going to come near side. Chandler John on the attack into the net. We saw a lot of that in the fresh soft match. A lot of hitting errors resulted in a 25-21, 25-23 win for Southeastern. And that's a hitting error there that results in another point and a 5-4 lead for the Suns. Obert tips it across, tipped up by Stevens. Rigg goes to get it, but can't get it anywhere passable. It's going to be a side out, 5-5. Obert will get the kill.
Good hustle by Tegan Rigg, just couldn't get there, though. You know, one of the things I noticed about today's game is I haven't seen it here, but sometimes I think they allow the push a lot more than what I remember back in the day.
Oh, you're absolutely right. There's a service error. 6-5 the score. Chad Derry will keep Coach Emma Derry updated. It's 6-5. Suns blocked by Stevens. Kara Stevens gets the first block of the match for either team.
Nice block, too.
And Jalen Van Beck, who served so well over the weekend, gets her first service point. And a hitting error again. It's 8-5.
Now, folks can't see that with the camera angle, but me being right behind, Van Beck's serve just kind of did a knuckly left-right turn. That's hard to hit.
Yeah, that's the problem with the serve receive. It's not as easy as it looks. Van Beck gets the tip over from, they're going to call a lift on Amanda Stevens as the ball went to the net. She did what she could. Gets called for the lift. Chandler John going back to serve. Checking back in for the Eagles, number 19, Haley McKinney. So it's Leffringhouse, the setter, in the front row. And there's a kill by Griswold. Griswold gets her first kill.
That's exactly what we're talking about, the big three with the kills, and they've all got them so far.
Griswold back to serve it up again. Her first serve, actually. It's 9-6. Tipped across, kept up by Kara Stevens, out to Tegan Rigg. Dug up by Hemming. And out of bounds as McKinney sends it out of play. It's 10-6. Griswold gets her first service point.
I don't have to retrieve it because the kids are over here now.
Isn't that nice? Off the block, dug by Amanda Stevens. Bump set out to Tegan Rigg. It's blocked and it's going to fall. Tegan Rigg will get her first kill. It's 11-6. 4 players with kills so far for the Suns. 2 or 3 players with 2 service points. They lead by 5. Liberty trying to get a side out here. McKinney's going to push it down the line. Oh, what a job by Rigg. And back to Rigg it goes. Deep and out, though. Cross court, she tried to go. It's a hitting error. But just a chance to give her team a shot at that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was a great play. Got it off her left hand, perfect, but just couldn't quite finish it off.
Just saw Mudd Insurance Group up on the board. Mudd Insurance, Scott Mudd started to make a comment earlier, and he backed it off at the JV match. We'll see if he hops in here and says something throughout the night. So I don't think it's Spanish test time yet, but we'll have to wait and see. Kara Stevens gets the kill on a nice volley back and forth.
Hit them where they ain't, found the hole. I'm always amazed that you have to use your peripheral vision to see that because you got to look at hitting the ball, right?
12-7. Blocked down as we'll give Rigg and
yes.
Stevens a block on that. And a timeout.
Well, near the red line score of 15, right?
13-7, a 6-point lead. This game being brought to you tonight in part by Ron Elby Auto Sales. With locations in Macomb and Augusta, and with 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.lbsellscars.com to check out their inventory. And, of course, they are part of the Bad Boy Mowers Athlete of the Week, presented by Ron Elby Auto Sales here on TSSR Game Time Live. And this week's Athlete of the Week is Amanda Stevens, the MVP for the Lady Suns Classic last week. May not be the last time she's an Athlete of the Week, but she is the Athlete of the Week this week.
My guess is, yeah, I'm sure that's absolutely right.
As we go back here, Kara Stevens serving it up again. Mixer is there. Tipped across by Leffringhouse. Bump set back to Savannah Ramsey. Off the block. Dug by Mixer. Bump set out to McKinney. She pushes it well out of bounds. And it's a hitting error. 14-7. Kara Stevens gets another point. Stevens back to serve. Left this time. Bellanor was there. That's way outside, but they're going to get it across. Good job there. Kara Stevens comes get it. Goes outside to Rigg. Rigg hits it deep and out. Just barely out. A hitting error, and it's 14-8.
Yes, that was very, very close.
Going back to serve is going to be Leffringhouse, so we've went through a rotation now as Leffringhouse started the game off with the service. Tipped across by Ramsey. Dug up by the aforementioned Leffringhouse. McKinney's going to be on the attack now. Dug by Griswold. It's going to be a free ball sent across by Stevens as Gracie Arthur came and saved that one. Maddie Gibbs is going to get her second kill. Maddie Gibbs has 2 kills. Allie Leffringhouse has her first service point. And it's 14-9. Leffringhouse back to serve again. Rigg with the pass. Kara Stevens out to Amanda Stevens. Down the line and down off of Bellanor. A kill for Amanda Stevens. Gives her club 15 points. She's got 4 kills. And back to serve is Savannah Ramsey on the side out. 15-9.
Absolute ripper there.
Short serve. It's going to be an overpass. Stevens is going to set back to Wilcox. Wilcox goes across. It's dug by Leffringhouse. Now it's going to be a bump set to McKinney. McKinney comes across. Griswold's there. Kara Stevens to Amanda Stevens. Off the block and down. Amanda Stevens with kill number 5.
I don't know how you coach that as far as receiving a hard serve, because when you receive it, you want to kind of lighten the next shot, right? To kind of give your team the...
You almost catch it with your arms. So instead of swinging at it, you try to catch it a little bit. Maybe direct your arms, but you're just more or less trying to take some of the blow, absorb it, and move on. It's 16-9. Free ball from McKinney, essentially. Quick to Amanda Stevens off the net. Oh, what a job by Hemming to get to that. Maddie Gibbs is blocked by Amanda Stevens. Amanda Stevens gets her second block.
Yeah, Ava Hemming made a good play, but Amanda's able to finish it for Southeastern. 8 the lead now.
Suns have 5 players with 2 service points. Ramsey's trying to get her third here. And does she? No, she doesn't. What a job to get that across. Back to Amanda Stevens, and just kidding, she does. It's 18-9. She gets her third service point to Savannah Ramsey, and a 6th kill for Amanda Stevens. Gibbs, Leffringhouse, Faith Klauser, Amanda Stevens out to Tegan Riggs. She pushes it across. Leffringhouse has to come get it. Second attack was by McKinney. Kara Stevens to Griswold, and Griswold hits it into the net. A hitting there. It's 18-10. And Ava Hemming going back to serve. Ava has 2 of the 3 service points for the Eagles. Leffringhouse has just 1, and that was in her second service. So Hemming is the only one to serve in the first service, and then she serves that one out of bounds. A service error, and it's 19-10.
The jump serve, though, and she had a lot on it, just didn't quite get in.
Tegan Rigg is up to serve now for the Suns. He drops it short. It's dug by Gibbs. Wants a quick back. No, it's going to go to McKinney. Off the block and down. McKinney is going to get her first kill. Haley McKinney gets the kill, and a side out back to the Eagles at 19-11. Going back to serve is Maddie Gibbs. Coming in is Claire Obert as Bellinor takes a seat for the Eagles. Gibbs on the serve. Ramsey's there. Kara Stevens bump set to Griswold. She pushes it across. John, and that's going to be out of bounds, but Stevens went to get it. Bump set back to Griswold again. It's blocked. It's going to come down. Quick to Amanda Stevens. Tips it in. It's going to be a kill. Amanda Stevens gets the kill, and she looks at her sister and says, that needs to be just a little higher so I can really take a whack at it.
I saw that.
But she'll take it nonetheless.
Yeah.
20-11. Back set, Faith Klauser. Amanda Stevens back set to Wilk. They're going to call a double hit. Yeah, she kind of was late getting to that one and tried to throw it back to Wilcox. I think she thought that was about the only thing she could do, but they catch her nonetheless. Andy Mixer coming in to serve. Faith Klauser takes a seat.
Andy had some good serving, if I remember right, last match in the JV.
Oh, they're going to get it across. What a job, a hustle from the Stevens girls along with Griswold, and Chandler John is going to use the net to her advantage and get a kill to drop.
Chandler John says, don't care.
That'll be her first, and Andy Mixer is going to pick up her first service point. Hop in the live chat. Tell us where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. Another service error. And you'd like to see what Liberty could do both at the JV and varsity level if they could just cut down on the errors a little bit.
That could, that could improve as the season goes on, the more they play with one another.
That's exactly right. Serving's going to get better. Your hitting's going to get better. They might be a completely different team, and then there's some trouble there, but they'll be a completely different team, I'm guessing, when they come back later in the year. And that's a great spot right in the deep right corner. Griswold gets the kill.
Find that little corner, and if you can put it there, you can live there all day.
Jalen Van Beck back to serve, but a timeout first is going to be called by Liberty. It'll be their second. They won't have any more timeouts here for set number 1. This match being brought to you by Mudd Insurance Group. Thank you for tuning in to TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. This coverage of Southeastern Suns ladies volleyball brought to you by Mudd Insurance Group and Grinnell Mutual. Contact Mudd Insurance today for all your home, auto, farm, commercial, life, health, and Medicare insurance needs. And live life knowing you are covered.
Jalen serves.
Haley Davison, why are you not here, Haley? I know you are a varsity player for Southeastern. Are you sick today? Where are you at? I noticed I hadn't seen you, even though you did hit me with a volleyball on Saturday, I think it was. So I'm not sure if we're still friends anymore or not. But Van Beck back to serve. Ava Hemming's going to take it. Obert sent it across. Van Beck. Stevens quick to Kara Stevens, and down it goes.
Yeah, Van Beck's serve just has that, and I know a lot of the players may have a little bit of that now, but it just kind of knuckles coming out, and it kind of wobbles all over the place as it goes over the net.
Van Beck's next serve. That's trouble. Oh, good job to go back and get it by Mixer. It's going to be a free ball. Van Beck went to get it. Outside to Griswold. That didn't get touched, but they're going to let it keep going. Quick to Kara Stevens. She's going to go left and out of bounds. A hitting error. A side out back to the Eagles.
That was an interesting substitution. What was that?
Well, you have to sub a player in that went in for the player, and then that player can go back in for the libero, or the libero can go back in for that player.
Got it.
And lift called on the Suns. Another point for Chandler John. That's her first. It's 23-15. So Van Beck comes in for, I think, Wilcox to serve, and that's a service error. Comes in for Wilcox to serve, and then Wilcox has to come back in for Van Beck so that Gracie Arthur can come in for Wilcox.
I got it, I think.
Does that make any sense? And then when Wilcox comes in, Arthur just goes out that way.
Can they close it here?
Rigg is going to get the kill to close things out after the side out. It is 25-15, set number 1 win for the Lady Suns. As Tegan Rigg gets her second kill. We'll take a break. Well, Haley, I hope that you're feeling good. We can't wait to see you back next time. Get feeling better and come back out and start playing again. It's always fun to have you out here. So glad that you're on the mend, and you'll be back tomorrow. So we will take our first break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We're now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available, so with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back to Southeastern High School. One set away is Coach Kerr from his 700th win.
Wow. That is something.
The 29th coach in IHSA history to do that if he's able to pull it off. Kara Stevens is going to serve things up.
See, Ava Hemming came in for Chandler John for Liberty.
To the net, Leffenhaus pushes it across. Stevens going to get the kill to start off set number 2.
I have not heard as far as college possibilities for her.
The old IUPUI, I think it's Indianapolis University now, is where she's going.
I'll be darned. Good.
Tegan Rigg with the attack. Hemmings there. And a hitting error, so it'll be a side out, tied 1-1. Allie Leffringhouse going back to serve. McKinney on the attack. It's blocked. It rolled down the net. I think Stevens thought it actually went by. She got her finger on that one as well. Savannah Ramsey to Stevens. Off of Hemming. A great dig by Ava Hemming. Now a bump set comes out to McKinney. She's going to push it across. Griswold has it. Comes to the net. Kara Stevens quick to Amanda Stevens, and off the block it goes and down. A side out and a kill, number 9 for Amanda Stevens.
Well, just what you talked about as far as Hemming making that the dig on that spike. That was pretty awesome to keep it alive, but SC got the point.
Gibbs, Leffringhouse to Faith Klauser. It's going to be a bump set from Wilcox. The attack was dug by Bellinor. That's going to be McKinney sending it across. Outside it goes to Rigg. Dug up back there by Knorr. Middle it goes to Gibbs, and she's going to knock it down. And out of bounds. A hitting error. It rolled down the net. I was wondering for a second if Stevens might have touched that.
Yeah, I know. The way it just kind of sat there for a while up on the net, too, huh?
4th service point for Savannah Ramsey. Oh, what a job to go get that. Stevens from Wilcox hits it out of bounds. I think.
Is that Allie Leffringhouse made that?
Yes, it was.
Nice.
I think Stevens thought she was closer to the middle of the court when she hit that. And as soon as she looked down, she's like, oh, my court awareness is not where I thought it was. Amanda Stevens with the serve, receive, dig, and it's going to fall. An ace for Ava Hemming, who has been by far the best server tonight for the Eagles. And she goes back to serve them up again, tied at 3. You are very welcome, Haley. Tipped across, dug by Leffringhouse, out of system. Hemming's going to do a bump set. That's Bellinor, I believe, back there with the attack. It was. Tegan Rigg. Knorr goes down to get that one. Leffringhouse going to go quick to Gibbs in the middle, off of Amanda Stevens, and she'll get the kill and give her team a 1-point lead. Maddie Gibbs gets her 3rd kill of the night. 4-3.
Anytime you take it through the big gal for Southeastern, you know you've done something, right?
Wilcox going to send a free ball across. Bump set coming to McKinney. Nope, that's Chandler John over there now. Quick, Stevens. It's dug up. Maddie Gibbs goes to get it. A jousting at the net. I don't know. Did Wilcox touch that?
I don't know.
I want to say she did. I'm going to give her a kill. Why not? I'll be generous. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Gibbs with the attack. Stevens now on a bump set from Wilcox. And she'll get the kill. Point for Tegan Rigg, her 1st of the night. Another kill makes it 10 for Amanda Stevens. Rigg, Gibbs with problems, but John was there to take it down. Now Gibbs is going to come across. Kara Stevens, Morgan Wilcox, Amanda Stevens, dug by Hemming. Leffringhouse goes to get it. It's going to bring a bump set to Chandler John. Rigg is there. Kara Stevens out to Kenzie Griswold. Gibbs is there. Now it's going to be a bump set back to Chandler John again, and that's in. The officials say in. Side out.
Well,
5-5.
my eyes are not good, but I thought it was OUT.
There's got to be a cheer in there somewhere, doesn't there? Maddie Gibbs set to serve it up. The senior for Liberty. She's been a good one. And she's got another good year coming, I'm sure. That's off of the hand of Griswold.
Double hit.
And they do call the double hit. Side out to the Suns, and Amanda Stevens coming back to serve.
Yeah, kind of like Maddie Gibbs' serve. She kind of moves all over as she's serving. You never know what angle she's coming at.
Pushed across by Leffringhouse. That's one of those times that we talked about in a JV match when you don't do things as you're supposed to, as I use the air quotes. You not do things as you're supposed to. It catches the defense out of sorts, so to speak. That's what happened to Savannah Ramsey right there.
It's tough to recover.
Kara Stevens off Hemming for the dig. Nice pass. Leffringhouse to Obert. And Ramsey is going to touch it. It'll be a kill for Obert and a 1-point lead for Liberty.
The hardest ball to handle, I think, in volleyball is the one that you can't figure out if you're supposed to try to hit it underhand or overhand, just like that one.
Ramsey goes to get that one. Kara Stevens now. It's blocked, dug up by Ramsey. Amanda Stevens tips it across, and it's going to fall. She'll get the dump kill, and it tied at 7. She's got 11 kills. Van Beck comes in for Wilcox. She'll serve. So this is where, when she's done serving, we'll see Wilcox come back in for Van Beck, and then Gracie Arthur will come in for Wilcox.
The swirl around
the swirly dude.
Yeah.
The whirly whirl.
Yeah.
What? Stevens going to back set to Ramsey. She tips it across. It's dug by Obert. Leffringhouse comes. Chandler John blocked. Pushed across. Leffringhouse is there. Hemming's going to do a bump set. It's way out. It's going to be a free ball if it gets across. It does. Griswold's there. Amanda Stevens pushes it across. Dug by Mixer. Out to Chandler John. And out of bounds.
Yes. Well, okay. So look at this match right here. We're just like you're talking about with Liberty. If they eliminate the errors, I mean, it's 8-7 Southeastern. Yep. Second set.
Yep, and I think the errors, as you said, will probably become less and less for Liberty as the year goes along. They've got the talent.
Sure looks it.
Griswold with a kill as it goes off Maddie Gibbs. Van Beck gets her 5th service point. Griswold gets her 3rd kill. Sorry.
You know, it's okay. Kenzie says, don't care.
Yeah. Van Beck to Gibbs. Leffringhouse back set to Chandler John. It's blocked out of bounds by Kara Stevens. It'll be kill by Chandler John on the blocking error. Chandler John gets her 2nd kill. There was a tilt-a-whirl substitution right there.
Oh, yes.
Stevens back set Kenzie Griswold off the block. Dug in the back row by Mixer. No, that was John back there. That's hit out of bounds. No touch. Obert wanted a touch. They don't get it.
Gracie Arthur thought about hitting that, and then she let it go wisely.
Kenzie Griswold to serve it up. Mixer's there. Outside it comes to McKinney. Dug up. Ramsey. Back row attack, Amanda Stevens, and down.
That's when you know you have good volleyball players, when they can spike from the back.
Yeah, Amanda Stevens, I think, can spike from the service line. I'm not real sure, though. Griswold to serve it up, 11-8. Off the block and down it goes. Obert will come out. Nora will come in. She'll go to serve. So it is Leffringhouse, Gibbs, and McKinney from left to right in the front row for the Eagles. Stevens to Tegan Rigg. Rigg's going to send it back. Mixer's there. Leffringhouse quick to Gibbs. She's going to hit it to Griswold. Amanda Stevens to Kara Stevens. Down it finds it. Oh, what a job to keep that one up and going. Amanda Stevens now to Savannah Ramsey. And off the block and down, Kara Stevens drives it off of Maddie Gibbs. Side out. Point. Yeah, it is side out. I was right.
You know, looking at Liberty's lineup, they should get better as time goes on. A lot of freshmen, sophomores on the team.
Yeah. They play a lot of young. We called the JV match. I'm like, well, that person plays varsity. That person plays varsity. Maddie Gibbs was that person playing freshman and sophomore year as well. There's a tip across. It's going to be a free ball. They do get it across. Amanda Stevens, Kara Stevens, Amanda Stevens. And off of Ava Hemming, and down it goes. Kill number 13 for Amanda Stevens, and it's 13-9. Once again, hop in the live chat. Tell us where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. If you will be on for a while afterwards, if you want to send congratulations to Coach Kerr if they do in fact get this win here tonight. We'll talk to Coach Kerr after the – and what a hit by Gibbs as it went off the block and went all the way across the court and out of bounds. A side out, another kill for Gibbs. She's got 4.
You know, I wonder about them serving under the hoop like this, under the backboard. I'm always afraid they're going to hit that.
Stevens dug up. Nice job by Knorr. McKinney has it blocked by Ramsey. They're going to get it across, I think. It does. Rigg has it. Now to Stevens again, off the block. It's dug this time by Bella Knorr. It's going to be a free ball sent across this time. Griswold's there. Kara Stevens. Quick to Amanda Stevens. Off the block, dug by Knorr. Bump set. Going to go to McKinney. McKinney pushes it down the line. Rigg is there. Amanda Stevens back to Tegan Rigg. It's dumped across. Leffringhouse, bump set, Hemming. Blocked by Ramsey. Oh, Ava Hemming. It comes across. Here's another quick. Tipped, and Leffringhouse goes to get it. Maddie Gibbs back to McKinney. Kara Stevens is there. Savannah Ramsey, middle to Amanda Stevens, and off and down. Finally, after that, Amanda Stevens gets the kill, her 14th. And it's 14-10, but man, oh lie, was that a heck of a rally.
Yeah, it was a great point, wasn't it? Back and forth, back and forth.
Savannah Ramsey serves it up with her team up by 4. Maddie Gibbs gets the quick side out with her 5th kill.
Had a lot of mustard on that, Maddie did. Now, I noticed when Savannah serves, she kind of has a little bit of that knuckleball on her serve, kind of like Jalen Van Beck does.
Sometimes you don't have to serve hard. It's that serve. I kind of wish sometimes we had a camera at this end, too, just to show that.
Sure.
There's Gibbs on the attack again. It's blocked, and it'll fall down on the Sun side. Maddie Gibbs gets another kill. It's 14-12.
Yeah,
her 6th.
Look at the score.
Hemming gets her 5th service point.
Ava, I think she's the only one that jump serves, isn't she, on both sides?
Oh, and an ace.
There we go. And she's rolling, boy, I tell you.
Her 2nd ace.
She's not very tall, but boy, she gets up there and drops the hammer now.
That one's out.
Just a little, the kids are retrieving it.
15-13 now, and it cut down to a 1-point lead. Timeout on the floor. Charge to Liberty. Odd place for a timeout there a little bit, but a timeout nonetheless. This game being brought to you in part by Adams Experts. Looking for top-notch local computer sales and repair services? Call Adams Experts in Quincy at 217-214-3423 for fast, friendly, and affordable assistance. We make technology work. That's Adams Experts, your go-to when your computer goes down. And Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar. Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WAU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124. All while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. So used most of that time out there, didn't they?
Yeah. Now this is still a close match. Liberty, get over the top and get the lead would be my whole thing if you're trying to get them mentally back in it.
Tegan Rigg is going to serve it up, though. Gibbs is there. Going to go right back to her. Nope, back set Faith Klauser. Blocked. Oh, and Klauser went and got it, and it would have been out of bounds. Kara Stevens back to Amanda Stevens. Good job to go down and get that Chandler John. Kara Stevens fighting with Savannah Ramsey for it, and it's going to fall a side out.
At least neither one of them got hurt running into one another.
Maddie Gibbs going back to serve. Claire Obert checks in. Bella Knorr checks out.
Maddie coming to that side angle.
And it's odd for her side angle because she starts as if she's serving left, and it's going to fall down. A block for Faith Klauser.
Tied. Well, here it is, Liberty. You want to get back in it.
Jason Arthur checks in the live chat, says he's heading home, I'm guessing from work. And Amanda Stevens says, I don't want to play 3. Let's get this thing a-rolling here. She gets a kill, her 15th. She's back to serve.
Does she have 9 straight service points in her?
Amanda Stevens to Kinsey Griswold. Off the block and down it goes. Kinsey Griswold gets the kill. Stevens gets the point.
I think, of note, Southeastern this year healthy, right? At times they haven't been in the past years.
Yeah, especially the last year or two, and there is an ace for Amanda Stevens. Oddly enough, that is the first ace of the match for the Suns.
Wow.
Only a couple aces by Ava Hemming for the Eagles as well, so it's been pretty good serve receive for both teams. Chandler John on the attack. She nails it out of bounds. Another point for Stevens, her 5th.
Must stay in range if you're Liberty here. Down 4 now.
Knowing how the serve receive has been for the Suns, a 4-point deficit, if it gets to 5, it's going to be pretty tough. And it's not going to get there as Faith Klauser is going to get the kill. That is her first kill. And a side out. It's 19-6. My scoreboard didn't update. 19-16, excuse me. And back to serve is, let's see, that's number 9 back there serving. It's Rayleigh Wolf, the setter on the JV squad. Maddie Gibbs from the back row. Rigg is there. Amanda Stevens sends it across. Obert hits it deep and out of play. It's a side out, 20-16.
One thing I notice about Amanda when she plays smart too. She doesn't always go for the hammer. She will soft shoot, she changes it up a lot.
Van Beck back into serve. She's tied with Stevens for the leading server on the team tonight. She's got 5. John tips it across. Stevens goes to get it. Savannah Ramsey to Kara Stevens, who hits it out of play. Van Beck. Wilcox in. Wilcox out. Arthur in.
There we go.
And it is Chandler John back to serve, I do believe. Yes, it is. Amanda Stevens back set to Kinsey Griswold into the nets. Hitting there, and it's 20-18. A point for Chandler John. That's her 2nd service point.
Still close here.
She is the first Eagle not named Hemming to have more than 1 service point.
I'll be.
Free ball. That one's out of bounds by McKinney. Side out. And this is where you were talking about with the 15 being kind of the place and being down by 5. It's just when you're a good serve receive team, if you can get a 3 or 4 point advantage at 20.
It's almost a lock, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's a kill for Obert off of Kara Stevens' block. Her 3rd kill. Bellinor coming in to serve. It's 21-19. But you just at some point you just kind of just go with the flow. If they get a side out, then you'll just get one back and it'll be no problem, right? And that's kind of what the Suns have been doing down the stretch here. See if the Eagles can put a string of points together now. McKinney's going to push it across. Amanda Stevens, Savannah Ramsey. Back row attack, Amanda Stevens deep and in the corner.
Ooh.
Placed it like she was painting a corner back there. Just walked over and dropped it in.
I was blocked from the view, but I was like, that looks like it might have been close. Nice.
16 kills for Amanda Stevens. Kara Stevens with 3 service points is back to serve. 3 points away from 700 for Tim Kerr. Oh, a nice tip, but Kara Stevens is there. Savannah Ramsey. It's going to be Tegan Rigg pushing it across. Gibbs, Leffringhouse, and nobody's there. Gibbs went for a slide, and Leffringhouse went for a push, and it's a passing error. Kara Stevens gets the point. A timeout on the floor charged to the Eagles, and it's 23-19. A couple points or a point and a side out, whatever way you want to look at it, and the Suns get a win here.
Incredibly difficult at this point to get back and win the match if you're Liberty, because you basically have to win every point from here on out, right? I mean, so you got to get the ball back, get all your serves in. I mean, yeah, you can have 1 point go not your way, but that's it.
Yep. And that's the thing about, back in the day when it was to 15, but you had to score offensive points, giving up a side out didn't hurt you.
Yeah.
I kind of think that .25 shouldn't be able to come on a side out. I think that you should have to score an offensive point. Win by 2 and score an offensive point to get your 25th point.
That would add some magic to it. That's not a bad idea.
Gibbs on the attack, off the block and down. Gibbs does what she has to do. She gets her 7th kill. And Allie Leffringhouse goes to the back row to serve. That means they'll have 3 hitters. Faith Klauser will hit from the right. McKinney will hit from the left, and Gibbs will be in the middle. And it drops in, an ace.
Nice serve there.
Allie Leffringhouse gets her 2nd point, first ace.
Well,
23-21.
Within 2, this is what you need if you're Liberty. And as you said earlier, I think they will get better as the season goes on.
Leffringhouse to serve dead middle of the court. Drops short. Kara Stevens to Amanda Stevens. Drives it down and in. Off the block, it still came in. And Amanda Stevens gets kill number 17. And the Suns are a point away from winning tonight and winning this for the 700th time in Coach Kerr's coaching career. Leffringhouse, Gibbs, blocked by Amanda Stevens. It comes across. Kara Stevens back to Amanda Stevens. Dug in the back row by Bellanore. Leffringhouse sends it deep. Savannah Ramsey's there. Kara Stevens to Amanda Stevens. Off the block and down. It's 700 for Coach Tim Kerr as the head coach of the Southeastern Suns. 25-21. The Southeastern Suns get a 25-15, 25-21 win over the Eagles of Liberty High School, and a standing ovation for Coach Kerr as the players are grabbing some special shirts, it would appear.
Absolutely.
And Coach Kerr, I'm guaranteeing you, is going to cry before this is over because that's what he does. He is one of the best guys you will ever meet, and he is one of the most emotional guys you will ever meet. He's a fantastic coach and an even better person, and hopefully we'll be able to get him up here. And we played for Mr. 700 is what the back of the shirts say.
It's pretty awesome.
As the players have all put T-shirts on.
Can't see the front, but what do we got? Coach Kerr, the Coach Kerr era, right?
As they're all going to take a seat. And there's going to be a presentation of some nature for win number 700 for Coach Tim Kerr here at Southeastern High School. $1997.
He's holding up a 0. Good standing ovation from the fans. I think he's getting emotional now, Dwayne.
As Coach Kerr and the players have shirts on, and we played on the back. It said we played for Mr. 700. Coach Kerr is going to get the microphone. If there's not a choke up or a tear in this, I'll be amazed. He gives Coach Rigg and the AD Kyle Rigg a hug. You know, Phil, the coolest thing about that deal right there was that the Liberty coaches and the Liberty players came out and sat down, didn't walk off the floor. They came out, sat, and listened to Coach. And there's a video to be played, and we'll play that video right now as well. You can't see it here, but we'll play it in just a second. It'll take me just a second to get up, so here we go. See Coach Kerr huddled up with his 700th win team out in the middle of the floor. We'll try to get him up here in just a few minutes. If you're just tuning in, 700 career wins for Tim Kerr and the Southeastern Suns as the head coach. And understand, according to Keith Yex, 29th coach ever in the state to get 700 wins. He's got a lot of ex-players here tonight. He's got family here tonight. A huge, huge accomplishment for Tim Kerr as he's getting as Coach Kerr gets in the photos there. You can't see it quite as well from our side angle there, but I'll tell you some stats as Phil, who was on the broadcast with us tonight, is going to try and get in there and get Coach Kerr to come up and talk to us. For Liberty, 3 kills for Claire Obert, 1 kill and 1 block for Faith Klauser. 6 points and 2 aces for Ava Hemming. 7 kills for Maddie Gibbs. 1 kill for Haley McKinney. 2 points and 2 kills for Chandler John. And one point for Andy Mixer. 2 points and 1, including an ace for Allie Leffringhaus. That is the stats for Liberty. As I think Coach Kerr might have snuck out the back on Phil. We'll see if we can get him to come up and talk to us tonight. Might have to catch him another time here. We'll tell you that we'll save the player of the game for last because she's at the bottom of the lineup anyway. But 4 points for Savannah Ramsey, 1 kill for Morgan Wilcox, 5 service points for Jalen Van Beck. One service point, 2 kills and a block for Tegan Rigg. 3 points and 4 kills for Kinsey Griswold. 4 points, 3 kills and a block for Kara Stevens. And the player of the game, no doubt about it. 5 service points, including an ace, 2 blocks, and 17 kills for Amanda Stevens. And Phil came back up without coach, so we'll see if he's over there, out there eating cake already.
He was doing his dignitary thing. He said he'd come up. So.
Okay, we'll wait a few minutes and come wait for Coach. It'll be an emotional interview, I'm sure, and a fun one because Coach is one of the best in the business, not only as a coach but as a person. He is such a good guy and such a great person as he's walking back in the gym now. So we'll see if he heads back up here now. He'll get sidetracked about 5 times before he gets up here. I guarantee you that. But you being a Southeastern grad, of course. Hey, bud, watch that cable.
I think.
You went to school here. I guess I didn't ask you if you graduated technically.
I did.
I just took for granted that you graduated.
Dwayne, I did. Yeah.
Sports, men's basketball, boys basketball was always huge for Southeastern.
Yes.
Has been huge for a long time. And then volleyball became a thing in the 80s and 90s and 2000s. And a lot of that has to do with Coach Kerr just kind of expanding on what had started already. But for a guy that doesn't or didn't, and does now obviously, but didn't supposedly know anything about volleyball, he's turned into a pretty darn good coach.
If I know Tim, and I can't say that I'm, he and I are on a, that I see him every day, but if I know him well enough that I think I can make this judgment call, he would have done the homework to figure out how to become better, how to deal with the youth better, how to figure out the best strategy to play an opponent, to play a tough opponent, how to mentally keep his team tough when the chips go down, those type of things.
Paula Moncraig says, congratulations, Tim. Tearing up down here in Arkansas. Love you to pieces. Ella Tippy's grandma. Elena Elby, Tippett's mom. Tippy's, as she corrects herself. That's, yeah, I tell you what, I don't care what anybody says, but autocorrect should not be allowed.
Yes, especially with text messages.
It should pop up and say, do you really want it to say? It shouldn't just do it for you automatically. So, Paula, I thank you for hopping in there. We'll let Tim know when he gets up here that you said hi. If anybody else wants to say hi to Tim as he's on his way up here, hop in that live chat. Tell us where you're watching from, and you got some kids down there, some of the girls getting pictures.
He's making his way.
As Tim tried to hop in there, I think, and tried to photobomb that picture with Tegan Rigg, Van Beck, and Kara Stevens, but he didn't get there in time. And if you know Coach Kerr, that's the exact kind of thing he would do.
Absolutely.
As Keith Yex is wandering around down there as well. Chris Dewar was here. He'll have a great piece on Coach Kerr at some point. Not sure. I didn't ask him when he was going to do it, but he had a bunch of interviews, and it should be a great piece. Chris Dewar, one of the best probably the best in the country, but for West Central Illinois, they could not ask for somebody better than Chris Dewar to be still in the business of TV in our area.
Yeah, I had always, and you probably did too, Dwayne. I was always like, there'll be bigger and better places, as far as communities.
For him to go.
Yes, and the fact that he said, I like it here.
A California kid came to the Midwest.
Yeah.
Yep, and he stuck it out here. That's he's put the roots down, though, I think now. So, and that's awesome to see for a guy as talented as he is.
I think if I remember right, he mentioned something. I think one time I was talking to him that it's the community aspect around here. Yes, teams are rivals and what have you, but it's almost like it's one big family almost to a degree. Like there'll be a principal or an athletic director be like, yeah, the principal here now is your old teammate or whatever. It's just that connection. I think he felt that more than anything. That's why he's still here.
I think he might have just cleared a path and found his way to get up here. He'll come up here and
I'll give up the
have a
headset.
word. But again, if anybody wants to say hi or congratulate him, if he wants to, you're able to do that in the live chat, we'll pass it along to him. As Coach Kerr makes his way up the steps, he might be ready to take a seat. I don't know if he's wore out or so excited that he's doesn't need a seat or what's going on. Coach, did you know all the shirts were coming out and all that stuff? I mean, obviously during your speech we heard you had an idea, but
yeah, no, I didn't know for sure what was going on. They kept it really, really quiet for a long time, I think. Coach Schilling asked me where we were at, so I knew at the beginning of the year that she was keeping tabs on it.
Yeah, there's somebody always keeping tabs on you, aren't
for
there?
Sure, yeah. It would have been, this was awesome. We kind of had hoped that it maybe was last Saturday when had a bigger crowd. That would have been cool. But tonight was really great. A lot of people here. Exciting. I was on my wife's Facebook on accident.
On accident? Now, was it really on accident?
Yeah, because we share the same computer. So sometimes I'm logged in as me, sometimes I'm logged in as her. And I saw something come up, and it said Coach Kerr 700, and it was from Autumn. So I thought something might be going on. I didn't have an idea. And then she sent the pictures that were on the slideshow on accident yesterday to me. I'm like, you better be careful here because we better win, because I knew Liberty was going to be a tough opponent again. So.
And that's the thing. Liberty's not a pushover, are they?
No, they're doing a good job. They got a lot of young kids, and they do a pretty good job for sure. They played us twice close now, for sure.
They had a bunch of errors, and Phil and I were talking at the end of the year. Those errors probably will be landing inbound instead of out of bounds.
Absolutely. They do have a lot of raw material over there, and they can definitely, put a hurt on you if they're not making mistakes like that.
Well, Paula Moncraig says congratulations, Tim. Said she was tearing up down there in Arkansas. She loves you to pieces. Ella's Tippy's grandma.
Yep,
and Elena Elby's grandma.
Elena and Amber and those guys. Yep, coached them for. Actually, Elena was on my. She was a junior on my first team. And then Ella, of course, is her daughter. So
it's you know what that means. You're getting
yes,
old.
I know exactly what that means. Yes.
So, you know, for people who didn't listen Saturday, we did talk about this a little bit on Saturday because that was $6.99 and $700 was next. And you told the story.
Yeah.
You told it here, and I don't know if people could hear it, but when you started, you got the coaching offer for volleyball, you had a conversation with, like, one of the most important people in the world, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And you asked for – he asked for 3 things, and it seems like you think he only took 2.
Only took 2, yep. He took – I'm not skinny, and I'm also not tall, but the good looking he let me have still, so that was good.
I want to point out that you were skinny when you started this thing.
Did you see that? Some of that up there? Absolutely.
You know, he definitely – I think that conversation might have really happened.
I know. I wasn't overly tall, but, yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know, you were skinny. What about – where's that pink suit? Can you still wear that pink suit?
I can't still wear it.
You can't?
I can't still – no, I cannot still wear it. It's in the wardrobe, but maybe I don't know. I'd say maybe someday. You know, I don't know. Maybe not. It's probably not in the cards for me anymore.
Well, you could cut it in half or something.
That's funny because that's the first thing that 3 or 4 of the JV girls came up to me and said that suit is fire. You got to get that out again. So.
Well, maybe they just tell them that if they find you another one, you'd wear it.
Well, I think I'll be honest with you. I bought that one on eBay from a warehouse in New York for like $99, and I had it tailored, and it was nice. So
it was nice.
It was good. Yep.
It was a good one. You've had some really good players through the years, obviously. Amanda Stevens is one of the best I would imagine you've had. I have her for 17 kills tonight. Yeah,
she's a special player. She's a special player. You know, it's funny because, you know, when we're out on the floor, you know, when she's in the front row, I'm very comfortable. I'm like, okay, good, we got a man on the floor. But then when she goes to the back row, I'm like, you know, I'm pretty comfortable because she's in the back row too. You know, she gets some kills from the back row for us, and very few times we give it to her, but she gets it. But you know, her setting is just impressive as well. So you know, she has when she's in the back row, we always have Karen usually and Kinsey too, and just a good situation with a lot of weapons, and she just provides so much stability and calm on the floor that. You know, I always feel like we're in a pretty good place when she's out there.
Well, Haley Davidson's in the live chat too. She had a procedure today, not able to be here.
She did. We missed her tonight. Yes, for sure.
And, but she says, "Congratulations, Coach." How special was it seeing some of the ex-players or old players or whatever way you want to look at that?
Yeah, really cool. I mean, obviously, once I kind of got a wind of what was going on, I kind of expected to see some people, and it was nice. There's some few that are kind of far away, and then there's some other ones that. You know, a parent come up to me and said, you know, we were trying to come, but just something came up and couldn't make it, and so that's nice.
What, as you look back, you know, the state tournament appearances, sectional victories, 14 regional championships, I think is what it said. What sticks out the most? Is it the wins? Is it the championships like that, or is it just the players?
Probably couldn't say that just the wins and the championships. That probably wouldn't be the right thing to say, right? So.
Well, you could. I mean,
no.
I mean, anybody that knows you knows that isn't going to be it anyway.
Right. No, I know. No, it's the relationships with the kids and the you know the families and obviously I've had special times with my own family as they played for me as well. So that's been really cool. And you know, my 3 favorite players are still Allie, Abby, and Andy Kerr.
Well, they'll always be. You know. I'm pretty proud of you. That's the first time you kind of broke up a little bit. You've been doing pretty good.
I know. When I mentioned my dad out there, I kind of cried a little bit, but I covered it pretty well. So, just so many relationships with kids and families, and it's been awesome, you know, and just being able to go out and just go to battle with your kids, with your team, night in and night out for such a long time. And you know, not only has the high school been great for me, but also. You know, I took over the junior high program about 15 or 16 years ago, and that's been a blessing too. And that's been, you know, I guess I can say on the air I don't love I don't love junior high kids, but my volleyball kids I do. So that's been nice too. So we've had a lot of success at the junior high level, and that's been you know a good thing for us and as well. And we talk about this all the time, but there's just something about, I used to, back in the day, I used to say that, you want to have lady sons on your chest when you walk in the Quincy Mall, and that means something, and people notice you. And I don't think only the walkers walk in the Quincy Mall now. So, but you put lady sons.
You walk into Walmart.
Walk into Walmart, yeah. You put lady sons on your chest, and it means something. And I think that people notice it, and even maybe, obviously volleyball fanatics and all volleyball people will notice, but there's other, people that don't really necessarily follow that sport specifically. Just they know about Southeastern volleyball, and that's a humbling situation for me and for our program for sure.
Well, you talked about the relationships with the parents and the kids, but one of the cool things I pointed out was Liberty, their coaches and players came out. They sat down in the bleachers.
Yeah.
You've got that relationship, it seems like, with every player from every school. I mean, the best kids on the other team, you befriend them, you're nice to them, and the other coaches, you seem to get along with almost all the other coaches. I mean, it's not just your play, it's the game of volleyball and everybody involved, it seems like.
Yeah, thanks for noticing that, because I try really hard to do that. It's and you're right. Sometimes I think it's to a fault, because sometimes when I go talk to other players, other teams and stuff, I think that makes them even want to beat us even more, because they're like, oh, But I think that's a good situation, because I think they appreciate. I think they appreciate me giving them the time and talking to them and kind of impressing on them that I'm happy that they're playing volleyball, and I'm proud of them for having a good year. And I remember I got reminded during the tournament by, actually it was Barry Western's assistant coach this year, and she reminded me when she was a player that I after a match down at Barry, I asked their coach if I could go down and give their team a talk, just because I was so proud of them. I think at the time they were like 0-8 or 0-9, and they just played so hard, and they were trying so hard, and I just felt so bad for them. And we beat them down there at their place, and I just said, Coach, can I say a couple words to your team? And she's like, yeah, that'd be great. And I went down and I started bawling, talking to them just about, And so it's like you said, that it's not just the relationships between our kids, but also, I can just name player after player after player and coach after coach after coach that I've kind of befriended and along the way. And it's certainly not uncommon for me to see someone out in public, and they'll remember me and I'll remember them. And so that's that's part of just just kind of a cool opportunity for me to be able to have this position and use it to hopefully make other kids feel good about themselves as well.
I know there's a lot of people waiting to talk to you, but I want to ask you one more question, and it's a two-part kind of, but as you look back on your career from where you started to where you're at, name a couple of people personally and then professionally that have kind of helped you the most and steered you to where you're at today.
Yeah, obviously at the beginning of my career, Coach Frey was someone who actually got me into it. He was the one that there was an opening, and he was my principal at the time. I taught science and math, and obviously Michaela was one of my first players, 3 or 4 years down the line, and he was someone who had enough confidence in me to tell me that I could do it. And I tease about the conversation with God, but he was someone who I relied on a lot, and then some of my friends from high school, Robin Robertson, who's Robin Bell, and April Marlowe, April Belden. They were people that I'm like, okay, I've taken on this position, and I have no idea what I'm talking about, so help me out here. And those are some people. Obviously, Todd Fox was a huge influence in my life all the way throughout, whether it be in the classroom or as administration or as coach. And he supported me through thick and thin at all times, and so I'm forever thankful for that. There were some times when, you can imagine in 28 years, there's some times where, not everybody was happy with me at all times. And, he was someone who really had my back at all times, no matter what. And that was something too. And then obviously my wife is incredible as far as just.
Well, she's incredible just for putting up with you to begin with.
She is, and she makes a mean monster cookie bar too, so that's also nice. But no, I some of those type of people. Kyle's been great. the last several years as an AD. My assistant coaches have been fantastic all the way through. Really, you look at Angela Wagner, who's been with me for a lot of years. Go back to Stephanie Fox. She coached with me back in the day too a lot. And then of course Autumn has just taken the assistant coach role to a new level. And everyone thinks I'm joking, but I mean she's the real coach of this team because she just does everything for us. And she's the spiritual leader. She's just the rah, and she does so much of the dirty work for us here, and the kids love her, and she does a lot of scouting for us, and does everything. So it was nice to see her put this stuff together for me tonight, and it didn't surprise me a bit that she was going to do that because she's pretty loyal. If you look up great assistant coach in the dictionary, she'll have a picture. Should have a picture of her for sure by there.
Why don't
thanks, buddy.
We let you get out of here and go get a piece of cake? You might get skinny again if you don't get another piece of cake or a monster cookie bar or something.
We're going to have something, that's for sure.
Well, Coach, Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
I am honored to have called some of these games. I've covered a lot more of them back in the day for newspaper and stuff, too.
I know.
I've been around for a lot of those 28 years.
Yes,
so that means I'm old, too, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe a little,
Yeah.
Are you older than Greg Phelps, or is he older than you?
Greg's older than me, I think. I turned 50 on the 22nd.
Okay. Yeah, Greg is a couple years older than me, so that'd be right.
Yeah. So you graduated in 91, right?
91.
I graduated in 92 from Bushnell. So.
Okay. Yep, that's right.
So, well, Coach, get out of here.
All right.
Go eat some cake.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Coach Tim Kerr talking to us for a few minutes there. And that'll about do it. We've probably stayed after long enough. Phil, you want to say anything before we go? Real quick here.
That was awesome. Nice interview.
He is one of the best. We've said it numerous times. You can't say it enough times, but Coach Kerr, obviously one of the best, and we're happy to be here and cover 700. Maybe we'll be here for 800.
And thank you for giving me the opportunity to be with you tonight because I had no idea this was 700. I just, until I was mentioned about it. So.
Yeah, well, we are called 700, and we're going to be done. We'll start working towards 800.
Yes.
So for Jenny up on the camera and for Phil, I'm Dwayne. Thanks for watching 700. It's Mr. 700, 29th guy to do it in IHSA. Tim Kerr and the Southeastern Suns get to win over Liberty tonight, 25-15, 25-21. A bunch more volleyball coming this week, and then we got football on Friday. Thanks for watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.